Well. I didn't expect to do a show tonight, but here we are on a Tuesday. I kept thinking it was Monday. My daughter had to tell me it's Tuesday, but Tuesday where some big news dropped. So we're here to do a fun little Tuesday night show. We'll go as long as we feel like we need to go. Could be a short show, could be a long show. What's up to you guys to kind of run the chat and talk about what you want to talk about. Ed will be joining us hopefully soon. He is going on break in the near future. He is a night shift worker, so that's one of the reasons why we do a Sunday night show. But here we are, Tuesday night with the big news. But as always, we want to say thank you to a couple people, a couple of companies, but we're going to do it quickly today and say a big thank you to Caneswear. Caneswear has the messiest wall in all in South Florida, located in Davie, Florida, just south of 595 on University Drive. Go to caneswear.com if that's a little bit too far. Messiest wall in all of South Florida. And if you want to buy or sell some property, now's a good time. Somebody just bought the house next door to me. They got a good deal. They didn't use Mia, but they should have. And you should too. So you can call me at 754-269-6923. She speaks 3 languages. Some fala Portuguese and or Spanish or whatever. I'm not good at that language stuff, but she is. So buy or sell your property there. All right. And as always, if you want to voice have your voice heard, call 786-474-4435 to talk about Tata being fired or quit. Which was it? Let's discuss some of that in the chat. Apparently, he left for personal reasons. Do you believe personal reasons? Do you believe that? I don't. I do not believe that one bit. But let's get involved with that in the chat. More people in the chat than I expected. Thanks, guys, for coming on board for this last minute kind of thing. But let's say hi to everybody in the chat like we always do. Damian Guzman is here. Louis Rodrigues is here as well. Francisco Garcia, Friday press conference. That's right. We'll talk a little bit about that. I don't have any information, but we could talk about it. One world, one goal. Mike V's campaign worked. Where's Mike V? Is Mike V in here? Tata, hashtag Tata out. Carlos C is here. I want to get back to this comment, so I'm going to put a little star next to your comment. I want to get back to that. Eduardo Celis, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your last name wrong. Finally, he says, everybody's favorite sports photographer, Chris Arjun. Sports shorts. Don't you have homework to do, sports shorts? Anyways, glad to see he's here as well. He's hoping everything's okay because of personal reasons. Yeah, sure. Tank is here. This isn't a good look for Inter. 2 coaches now, Diego and Tata. All right, let's talk about that more too. B King is here as well. Oh, I love this. How about Ray Hudson? Not going to happen, but it would be fun. It would be fun. Ray, he did a good job coming off out of the booth for the commentary for the Miami Fusion, and then took us to our best season ever. But let's be honest, he's a little up there, and it'd be fun, but it's not going to happen. Jay Vasquez as well. Will Tata's entire coaching crew be going with him? I think 5 of the 7 trainers were his crew. I would imagine they probably go. I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on who they're bringing in. Do they have their own crew, right? But I would imagine that his at least assistant coach that you see next to him all the time, that other gray hair looking dude. I imagine he goes as well. I don't know their names. Sergio is here as well, talking about the big name that everybody is thinking about. Xavi is the ideal choice. Yes, he has won La Liga, but the format is not the same as MLS. Winning the Champions League is probably the closest tournament compared to the league format-wise. So bringing in a big-name coach, the fact that we're in the FIFA Club Championship, World Club, whatever it's called, is definitely a big attraction for a new coach. But I'll say, I am shocked by this news today. I think on the last show on Sunday, I said, and I don't know if I said this or was just thinking it, but that I didn't foresee this happening. I thought, they would give him at least another 6 months. And I know he says it's personal reasons, but I don't buy it. I think that's what you do when you want to force somebody out, but you want to allow them to save face, right? He's saving face. That's all that is. So he could say, I've never been fired, or I haven't been fired. I mean, he's been fired, but he wasn't fired from this job. He chose to leave for personal reasons. I don't buy it. He personally is getting pushed out by the ownership. That's what I think. There's a voicemail. All right, thanks One World One Goal from leaving a funny voicemail. We'll get to that soon. But it's funny, as I told Ed, I didn't want to do a solo show, but he's working. I'm giving him a few. He says in the chat, give me a few. I'm still working. So we'll give him a few. But I am shocked. I thought they would give him at least another half a year. Because look, how do you fire a coach? And again, I keep saying fire because I do not believe the personal reasons. How do you, hey, look, if the personal reasons are real and true, okay, fine, maybe. Did he have a death in the family? I don't know. Does his wife not like it here? I don't know. But I don't believe it. I still believe 100% he was fired. And how do you get rid of a coach after winning the Supporters' Shield, which I know doesn't carry the cachet as a star on the chest? How do you get rid of a coach for that gets you to that point of winning the Supporters' Shield, and then also beating the single season record? How do you get rid of that? I understand that the expectations are to win the MLS Cup to get the star on your shirt. So you fell short, and we've had this conversation before. That is it a failure? And some would say it's a failure, but it's still surprising. I was very surprised. I thought, he had done enough that they would want to keep him around, right? So, going to your chats, Louis Rodrigues says he got fired because of the bad performance of the club. Sure, of course. Yeah. I mean, expectations are when you have Messi for a very short period of time, that star on the crest, the MLS Cup, is number one. If you do not win the MLS Cup during Messi's tenure, it is a failure. Now, is it a failure for the league? Because, look at David Beckham brought the league to another level. Has Messi brought MLS to another level? He's brought more eyes on the league for sure. But it's crazy. As Oh Yeah, Mr. Krabs says, this is crazy. Did not expect it. Oh yeah, he's following up. Tata didn't get fired. The reports say he left for personal reasons. I know that, Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I will stand here and I don't believe it. I feel like he was pushed out. Or is he leaving before he did? Okay. The only way the personal reasons is true is if he left because he knows it's coming. Like, he beat them to it. My personal reasons are, I don't want to get fired. I want to look good on my resume. I want to look good for my next job. Atlanta? Are you looking at Atlanta? Atlanta, are you paying attention? So he walks away before that. Unless, now look, if we, some late time down the line, if we hear that, hey, look, he had death in the family, I'll eat my words, and it is what it is. Who I am. I'm just some dummy that has a YouTube channel. What do I know? But yeah, I would agree with Tank. I hope it's not anything health related, like the C word, cancer, I guess is what the C word is. I would agree. Hopefully it's nothing. And hopefully my theories are correct, right? Getting fired or walking away from a job before you get fired is way better than cancer. So I would agree. Hopefully he is healthy, but here he is. We've been waiting for him to show up. Ole, 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 Tata out, Tata out. There he goes, Mike V. Jay Velasquez saying, if ownership did push him out, they probably already have someone lined up or at least close in hand. You would hope so. Press conference on Friday. What happens at that press conference? I think it's somewhat telling, because if they just come out of the press conference on Friday and say, look, we love him, personal reasons, he left, we wish him the best, we are now going to start our coaching search, then maybe the personal reasons is legit. I don't know. But what I'm hoping is on Friday, they're announcing the new manager. Would they announce the new manager so fast, or are we conducting a thorough search? Because look, does MLS have like stuff like the Rooney rules, like in ML and like in the NFL, where you have to interview people of different races and cultures and colors and nationalities or whatever. But here, Mike V, he is happy. I am happy right now and shocked. I agree with Francisco, and that's why I stand by my statement. 99% of coaches that retire due to personal reasons are sacked. That is why I say he was fired. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Mike V says I don't think they have a coach yet. So maybe on Friday they're coming out and saying we're just starting our coaching search. Excuse me. Let me something went down wrong, guys. Hey, let's go to a voicemail.
Hello.
Well, normally there's two of us. Let's go back to this one.
Like a flu thing going, so sorry for that scratchy voice. Well, can you believe I'm actually speechless this one? It's just so much drama for your mama, as Uncle Ed would say. I'm not like completely surprised. I would assume they've lined up somebody wonderful in their Barcelona / Argentine world that they felt was a better, more modern fit for what they're trying to. In the reality, there's really only one full year left with some of this core group. Obviously, we need defense. Been saying that since 2019 when we were first signing players. And I thought I didn't have anything to say, and yet here I am talking. Honestly, I'm not sure. We wish Tata well. Thank you for getting us what you got us. But with this team, as Mike V would say, there's no flowers sent to you unless you win 2 or 3 of the big cups, or what do you call this thing? Trophies, which we technically did not do. I actually miss Phil Neville a little bit because he could do the pressers, except for that one time. We won't bring that up, Bruno, with your brother. But anywho, love you guys. Love the show. Peace out.
Yeah, the English. I liked Phil Neville for one reason, and those were the post-game press conferences. You know, I haven't watched a single one since Tata. How is Xavi's English? Because Xavi is the lead candidate in that, you know, he's got a relationship with these players already. Barcelona connections. You know, this Barcelona connection goes further back. You know, when Barcelona played, I have that scarf. I have a Barcelona Inter Miami scarf from that game. When we played against Barcelona, when that game happened, now granted Messi wasn't on that club, but when that game happened, our ownership group, Jorge Mas, looked at that and said, we will have 4 or 5 of those players. Now, we didn't get 4 or 5, but he fell in love with what he saw with Barcelona. So to say that he wants to kind of mimic a little bit of Barcelona here is not a surprise. Eric Thomas checking in saying it's Xavi time. Are we happy with that pick? Is Xavi the right pick? I was hoping Ed would be on here a little bit. I have not watched any of the Barcelona games that Xavi coached. I know he was sacked, but eventually everybody is sacked. Is he the right coach for this club? I don't know. The problem I always have with international coaches are their lack of knowledge in MLS. Now, we've got, as far as we know, still got Chris Henderson. The rumors abound that he could be going as well. But, you know, so that would take care of knowing MLS. But, you know, is Xavi the right guy? Do you guys want Xavi for this job? The other name that's mentioned that's got connections is Mascherano. Mr. Krabs says Xavi actually won something with Barcelona, unlike Tata. Whoa. Mr. Krabs, Tata did win something here. Let's not just dump on Tata for no reason. We won the Supporter Shield. I know the Supporter Shield does not get the respect, but it is legit trophy. It's something, and it's hard to do. It should get way more respect than it does, but it doesn't. So Tata won something as well. But yeah, no, Xavi's won with Barcelona. Eventually got sacked, but again, everybody gets sacked. Tank feels like Xavi could be another Neville. Please expand on that in the chat. We'll put it up. Francisco Garcia, as far as Mascherano, says he's a very bad coach. Very bad. He wasn't able to manage the Argentinian youth. Ace Lionel says no Xavi. Please expound on your comments. I want to know, why do you not want Xavi? If Xavi's not the right guy, why? Okay, here's Ash giving that a little bit. Ash Preetam saying, if Xavi keeps some bench managers like Morales, then he can adapt to the MLS with their advice. I think Morales stays. He's not part of the Tata group. He was here before Tata, and he was our interim coach for a little while. So I think he stays. I think he's okay, unless a new coach comes in and says, they want to clean house. David Garcia saying, at least the U.S. men's national team got their coach with Pochettino. Yeah, it's funny, as I was seeing some chats and people saying, wouldn't it be funny if Pochettino left the U.S. national team for Inter Miami? Not going to happen. But there was talk about that. Well, he was here for a second. Ed was trying to check in. Let's see if he can get back in just a second. U.S. men's national team total football says, what about Argentine Lionel Scalon? And I'm sure I'm saying this right. Could he be in the mix as an inter coach? Is he currently employed? He's currently with Argentina, isn't he? So that's the problem. Here you go, Esteban checking in. As always, start stirring things up. Bring back Phil Neville and his son, too. Well, let's see what we think here as we're trying to move things along here. Neville's kid is very good. One World One Goal says Neville's kid is very good. We used him in the D. I don't know if he's very good, but he's okay. Again, just like the Sunday show, things aren't working as they should. I don't know what's going on with my computer. But let's see about bringing on. Can you hear us, Ed? Ed is frozen. Ed, can you hear us?
I'm kind of frozen, Peter Brandon. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you now.
Perfect.
How do you feel about Ed as you're on your work break? How do you
signal,
feel?
I don't know where it is, Peter Brown. I feel good that we might have a new coach, man. We were criticizing Tata quite a bit, so that he, his changes are always too late, stuff like that. So it's kind of, I think it's a good thing. He didn't meet his goals.
That's fair. Do you believe that it is personal reasons, or are you with me in that he got fired?
He got fired. They're just trying to, lessen the hurt, I guess. But yeah, dude, he didn't meet his goals, so it was. They just said, let's butter it up a little bit so you don't have your feelings hurt.
Yeah, all right, I get you. We're talking in the chat. One name that was mentioned in the chat, somebody I'm a big fan of, but I say probably has 0.0 chance, and that is Jim Curtin. Carlos C says, Jim Curtin, please. Also, refresh the badge. I don't know why you want to refresh the badge. Badge looks just fine. But Jim Curtin, who is, a longtime MLS player and then longtime Philadelphia Union head coach. I forget how long he was the coach there, but for a very long time, did a lot with very little. Philadelphia does not spend money, and he did quite well with Philadelphia. How do you feel about Jim Curtin coming to Inter Miami? And do you think there's any chance whatsoever, Ed?
No, not at all, Peter.
Zero
I
chance,
don't think
right?
it's going to happen. I mean, I think there's other people that, zero chance.
Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. But the fact that this club doesn't look at local, if you will. Like local, you could say local as in South Florida, but if you go local as in MLS, they don't think in those terms. They think global. And so they're wanting a global coach. They don't want somebody that's local. But, I think Jim Curtin would be an amazing catch. One World, One Goal says, I'm trying to pull it up, but once you came on, Ed, everything started to slow down just like it did on Sunday. I don't know why. All of a sudden, my computer runs slow with this application, and I don't know why. But anyways, One World, One Goal says, I love Jim Curtin, one of the smartest brains in the U.S. soccer. Diego loves him too. Yeah, I don't see it happening. Everybody acknowledges the lead candidate Xavi, right? We all think that's the lead candidate. Ace Lionel, I'm trying to pull it up, but Ace Lionel says Xavi plays a high line, which Inter Miami no ball playing defenders, and our wing backs need to both be able offensively with Cello never provided. That's hard to read, but I think I get the general idea. He plays with a high line just like Tata did, and with our current defenders, that's not going to work. Do you think Xavi is available and that he'll take the job?
I think so. I think he'd take it just because Messi's there, and he's got a couple other Spanish friends there on the team as also. So it's a possibility that he would come. I'm sure the money was probably going to be good out of probably Tata money. Uh, but yeah, I think he'll probably come. Inter Miami's the most attractive team to come to from any team in Major League Soccer. So if anybody's coming, I mean it's Miami, LAFC, LA Galaxy. Those are the top teams people want to come to.
As far as Gringa, as far as Jim Curtin goes, Kata says Curtin is too much of a gringo. For this club,
Oh,
I agree.
probably.
Me and Curtin would be
Like
buddies,
Peter
though,
is
right?
also too much of a gringo to
Just like
be an
me.
Inter Miami fan.
Yeah, just like me. Me and Jim Curtin could hang out. Me and Jim Curtin could be buddies. I think we could hang out.
Exactly.
We'd have a lot to talk about. We would complain that nobody speaks English in the locker room. We could understand each other. One World, One Goal says, come on now.
Exactly.
He's cool. Carlos.
Peter Brown, cool.
Nah. That's debatable, I think. I own the white. I fully embrace the white guy, not cool, nerdy, 50 plus dad. I'm cool with that. I'm down with that. My cool years are behind me. My cool years were back when I had the long hair and all that kind of stuff. Those are way behind me now. Mm-hmm. Kata says, this is killing me. I've got to figure out why this software is running slow these days. Key thing, Peter, it will be Moss and Raul at the press conference, no Henderson. That is interesting. That is definitely interesting. I did see that Raul will be there. The guy that kicked out Chris Henderson, kicked him out of his office, will be there.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that is messed up. But I mean, I guess it makes sense.
And who is this Raul dude again? Who is this Raul dude?
He's I forgot his last name, but Asensi or something. No, I don't know. That's the business guy. Raul is the guy. He came from He has Barcelona ties as well. But he's the basically chief of soccer operations. He's like the head of all soccer operations. So he's Chris Henderson's boss. So,
wow.
There you go.
I didn't think he needed a boss, but fine, I guess.
And that's where you wonder if somebody like Chris Henderson says, hey, my buddy over there in Atlanta, who I worked with at Seattle, our former goalkeeper, what's his name? I always forget his name.
Lagerwey.
Garth Lagerwey. This version of Garth Lagerwey ate the player Garth Lagerwey. I remember making that joke.
Yeah.
But they had a very good working relationship in Seattle. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want that to happen. I think, look, some people might complain about some of the players that Chris Henderson brought in, specifically about the defense. But you got to keep in mind, he's also trying to make the coach happy. And so there's that. And playing within the MLS rules, I think he did an amazing job, especially if you paid attention on the Sunday show where we went through the defenders' salaries. Some of those salaries are very cheap, very low. And then it makes you understand, what he did was pretty good. Tank coming at me a little bit.
But yeah, most of them were journeymen. Some players that, they were definitely cheap and they didn't work for us.
Exactly. Mike V saying, everything's delayed. It says Peter and Curtin like to say, there he is. I don't get it, Mike V. Maybe I'm not cool enough to get it. That's the whole point of the conversation. I'm just not cool enough to get that comment.
There he is.
Yeah, everything's got a big delay to get up. I don't know why. So Ed, where do you think we end up?
As far as coaches Stern, I think definitely Savi's the guy that's coming. Um, yeah, and just he does play with the high line. Hopefully, he can uh, get the defenders that we need, because that's really all we need. Our own lose on the bench for us. So I think what was the stat? 33 goals in coming off the bench.
We're breaking up a lot here, so I'm not sure what Ed's saying here.
So yeah.
All right. Well, there was a comment that you shared with us. I think it was you. Yeah, I think you shared with me and Julio. Paul, somebody from the AP says that the early rumor here is it's 100% Xavi Hernandez. That, according to everybody, feels like he is 100% the coach that we're going to get. Kata's asking, what the hell did Ed say? I don't know. You broke up a lot and all that. So I don't know.
We need D. That's what I said. We need D.
We need D. You need the big D. Ed needs a big D.
Whoa.
Clip that and share that on social media. Yeah, Kata is saying that Miami Herald also named Javier Mascherano, and I hope not. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Javier Mascherano is one of the names that's being mentioned as well. There's other coaches that maybe are available as well. A friend of ours put up a list of coaches that they felt were potentially available. Would be Xavi, Jurgen Klopp. Klopp is not coming here. Andres Iniesta, that maybe could happen just because that same connection, right? Then you've got Frank Lampard that's mentioned as well. Not interested, and he doesn't connect with the locker room, so not interested there. Joachim Low. I mean, these are just names that a friend of ours sent to us that may be available. Again, German doesn't make sense with his team. Klinsmann doesn't make sense. So, Kata's asking, any chance for Zidane? LOL. Chris Arjun mentioning Patrick Vieira as well. He's got some MLS experience. That could be interesting. Patrick Vieira. What do you think, Ed?
Maybe. Not too sure. But Mascherano, no, because he doesn't have that much experience.
Yeah, Garcia.
Except for being Messi's friend.
Yeah, Francisco Garcia is saying Mascherano failed with the Argentinian Olympic team with the Argentina U23 and the U20. So he's failed all across. Tank feels like none of the names that I mentioned sound appropriate. What's always can happen is just it's somebody that you never saw coming, right? There's always could potentially be somebody you never saw coming. Tank also mentioning Gallardo could work. That's a name that was mentioned on the beginning when this club first launched. They mentioned him a lot. He's with what? River Plate? Is that who he's with?
River Plate, yeah.
That's what I thought.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be a good fit as well. He also has MLS experience. He played in the MLS long time ago. But right. Francisco is saying he just signed with River. So maybe he just did a renewal. So potentially he's not available.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing is like we were talking amongst friends and names were coming up. And the whole point was these names, none of them are available. One of our looks like Ed dropped out on us, but let's see if he gets back in here. Let's see if Ed can get back in. I don't know. Tata to Atlanta, says Kata. Tata to Atlanta. All right. We're just hanging in there. Well, I think we maybe will wrap up the show tonight. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Ed, are you back with us? Can you hear us, Ed?
Yeah, my wife called and she didn't know about Tata, so she was shocked. Like,
so she's trying to share the news with you.
Yes, she wasn't letting me go. She's like, "Why? Why did he quit?"
He didn't quit. He didn't quit. Well, this will be interesting too. We're all been complaining about the defense. This will be interesting to see what this new coach can do with the defense and what they think about, the players that we have. And then it's also interesting to see if some of the players that we have actually do better under new leadership. Like, is it, and I've asked this question before, how much of it is tactics and how much of it is the player? And so we can find that out soon, assuming. Ash Preetam says Thierry Henry would be an out-of-the-box choice. So I guess he likes that. Tank on his campaign to get Drake Callender sent to San Diego. Drake Callender is next to go. He's got the hatchets. He is no fan of Drake Callender. He and I were chatting in the comments of the last video. He is ready for San Diego to with their number one pick, choose Drake Callender. I'm not on the same page. I'm not on the same page. Can you hear us, Ed? I don't know. It's frozen again. All right. Well, Tank says, I'm a fan, but he's for the future. We need to win now. Well, there is true. We do need to win now. There's no joke. This is a win now type of team. Mike V says, Tank is just a Drake hater. That is 100% true there. I mean, he may have his reasons, but he definitely does not like him. There's no question. He was he loved the old Dutch dude we had. He liked what was his name? The Dutch guy we had. He liked him. That was Tank's guy.
Forgot. Yeah, that dude.
Yeah, I should remember because my background is Dutch, but I don't remember it either. Anyways. All right, guys. I think with the delays that I'm having with this program, I think it's about time to wrap this sucker up. We did about a good 40 minutes on a Tuesday night unexpected show. We weren't planning on doing a show. Glad Ed could jump in during his Marsman. Thank you, Chris Arjun and Mike V and Kata, all the people that could remember his name other than me. Yeah, I know, Kata. The delay is crazy. Something's going on with my program. I've got to figure this out before next Sunday. So we're going to end it here. Ed, thanks for taking time out on your break. And with that, we will end this sucker and thank everybody for watching. And we'll maybe we'll have some more surprise shows in the middle of the week. You never know. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if this thing will ever end, we'll end it. I don't know what's happening.
See ya.
See ya, everybody.